Hello, my friends. Today we're going to be talking about the Deity D3. This is the non-pro version. And now, is this the video micro killer? Well, let's find out in this video. So in this review of the Deity D3, I'm going to be comparing it to its big brother, the D3 Pro version. And I think this is really important to compare because to me, sound quality is what is most important. The features on the Pro version are not as important for me. For example, the stepless gain, the rechargeable lithium ion battery, and the fact that it's bigger, heavier. I don't really like the size of it. And also it obviously has a high pass filter. I don't film outside very often. I don't film in windy environments. So perhaps if you need those features, this mic, the D3, the non-pro version, is a deal breaker for you, and I just recommend just go ahead and get the D3 Pro. But for me, I'm curious to know if the 140 Canadian dollar difference between the D3 and the D3 Pro, it's basically double the price. Is it worth paying that extra money? And like I said, I really care about the audio quality. After the extensive audio test, I'll give my thoughts and comments about the D3. So this is a test using the Deity D3. This is the non-pro version, and I'm trying to determine the sound quality in comparison to the D3 Pro. So this is a test using the Deity D3 Pro microphone connected to my Panasonic G85. And currently it's plugged into my Panasonic G85, which is about maybe 3 feet away from me, but the microphone is about a 1 foot away from me. It's a little bit closer than the camera. The camera is about 5 feet away. The microphone is a lot closer to me. What I'm trying to do is test the sound quality and make sure that given the proximity of the shotgun mic, how does this sound in comparison to maybe a Deity VLAV mic? Is the sound that much better than, let's say, for example, a Deity VLAV mic? This is a test speaking into the Deity D3, the non-pro version. Okay, so right now I'm using the Deity D3 Pro, and I currently have it very close to my mouth, microphone, and it's a lot closer to my mouth this time. It may be about 5 centimeters away from the microphone. It's about maybe, I don't know, 10 centimeters away from. And what basically I'm trying to see if there are any plosives when I speak into the microphone this close with simply just the wind muff in my mouth. And I'm trying to see if there are any plosives or the foam windscreen on. Give me pizza pronto because I want to get the baby some. Let me do a sample. Boom, boom, boom. Give me pizza pronto because I want to set up the boom mic. This is the non-pro version. Okay, so let's plug this using the Power Device extension cord. I'm speaking into the Deity D3, and currently it's plugged into my line-in on my Windows machine. How does this sound in comparison to the Deity D3 Pro? So with the Deity D3 Pro, it's set to a gain of 10, and Windows 10 is set to 100%. I had to max out the gain on everything because the Realtek onboard, and I'm speaking to maybe about a hang loose distance away from the microphone, and Windows is set to 100% gain and it's plugged directly into my computer using the Power Device extension cord. So how does this sound? Testing 1 2 3, speaking into the Deity D3 vMic video recording audio has very low. It's not a very hot preamp. So I need to create the signal to be very hot in order to receive a decent sound. So right now I'm about 5 feet away from the camera, and the Deity D3 microphone is actually mounted on top of the camera using the cold shoe mount. And this is what it sounds. All right, so I'm about 6 to 5 feet away from the microphone. We adjusted the gain to 6 on the microphone. This is the Deity Pro V30. Sounds like when I speak indoors. And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of reverberation. This room is not treated, so it's not going to sound very good when I'm this far away. I'm about 5 feet away from the camera. This is the typical distance I would be if I was filming inside. And I didn't have a boom mic, and I had the G85 is set to -3 decibel preamp setting. So this is testing 1 2 3, speaking 5 feet away from the camera, and you're going to hear a lot of echoes in the room. About 5 feet away from me, I'm speaking to the mic. James, what do you think? Now we're even further away from the microphone. Currently the microphone, the Deity D3, is mounted on the Panasonic G85's bottom. Alright, I'm 8 feet away from the camera and I'm speaking to the mic in a normal way. And I'm actually standing 8 feet away from the microphone. So this gives you a sense of how far, what the performance is when this microphone is mounted 8 feet away from the gain is still set to 6 and I'm just speaking into the microphone. I'm 8 feet away. This is pretty far away from the camera.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be this far typically, but maybe in a shooting situation where you're the audio source. This obviously is a terrible setup because there's going to be tons of vibration. The shotgun mic is going to pick it on the sides from all the bounces on the wall typically, but maybe in a shooting situation, difficult, you might want to talk at this distance from the camera. This is not really a good setup. I really recommend having a tripod or a boom pole and have the microphone as close as possible to the mouth because there's an exponential decrease in performance when you move further back from the distance of the microphone. Okay, so this is what it's like to vlog with the Deity D3 mounted on top of your camera. And right now I'm vlogging in a very controlled environment indoors. There's not really much going on here, so it's really quiet and it should pick up my volume pretty well. Right now the G85 is set to -8 decibel preamp setting. Now we're gonna go outside and test this vlogging kit. And outside it's gonna be really windy. There's gonna be a lot of cars and construction. It's gonna give you a sense of what it sounds like in a very urban environment. And I think that's gonna really put this microphone to the test. Get ready to watch my really shaky vlogging. By the way, I don't vlog at all. I'm really bad at it, so please don't mind the video, but just pay attention to the audio and how it sounds. All right, let's go outside. The Deity D3, I'm like a foot away from the microphone, so it's really loud. Okay, so this is a test using the Deity D3. I'm outside, sitting, drinking some pop. A lot of traffic, a lot of different types of noise, and I'm about like, I don't know, 1 foot away, no, 2 to 3 feet away from the microphone, and I can hear the streetcars. There's a lot of streetcars. There's not a lot of wind out here right now. This is using the non-pro version, so I'm not sure if that's gonna block out a lot of the wind noise, but there's very little. Okay, so there's a ton of noise here, lots of construction. I'm not sure if you can even hear me. There's also a lot of wind, so yeah. Tons of construction. I'm clipping right now, and you can see there are cranes everywhere in Toronto. I'm gonna try and go in a quieter place because it's so loud. And there's a little bit of wind. I'm not sure not having the high pass filter is going to affect the sound quality, but hopefully this sounds decent. And yeah, there's definitely some wind. It's not crazy wind, but it is a gust. And I don't know how is it gonna sound. I hope it sounds pretty good. Okay, it's really windy now. Holy shit, that was crazy. Okay, so it's super windy now. How does the microphone sound like? It's raining, it's really windy, so I better head inside. If you're interested in more audio samples, make sure you watch this video to the end where I post a lot more audio samples. Okay, and now we're back. So what did you guys think? Was there any difference between the pro version and the non-pro version? Personally, I thought that the D3 non-pro version sounded pretty good, pretty close to the D3 Pro, in so much that I didn't really want to pay the extra price to upgrade to the D3 Pro. Now, what I really like about the non-pro version is that it's actually lighter. It uses a AAA battery, a AAA battery, which I actually prefer because it lasts longer than the lithium-ion charge. I don't have to constantly recharge it, and if I'm out filming and I run out of battery, I don't have to like wait and charge it. I can just simply swap the AAA battery for another one. So I really like that. But most importantly, I really think that this is more compact, a lot easier to carry, a lot easier to manage in your camera bag. The D3 Pro was like really big and had a case, and I just don't want to bring so much gear when I'm traveling, so I prefer a much smaller compact version. There are some similarities between these two mics. For example, they both have the smart chip technology where it knows what device it's connected to. It basically can adapt to a TRS or TRRS connection, which I find very handy when connected to my PC or to my camera or to my smartphone. It's very flexible, so I really appreciate that both these devices, the D3 and the D3 Pro, have the same feature. Another thing that I really like about the D3 that is also shared with the D3 Pro is that they have a very similar design in terms of how it looks. It just looks really good. The Rycode mount is the same. So you're getting a lot with the D3 in comparison to the D3 Pro. And of course, my favorite feature is the smart on-off. So far, the smart on and off feature is working fantastic. I don't have to remember to turn it on and turn it off. It'd be terrible to shoot an entire video and then find out that you didn't record anything. So this has been working great. And the button in the back is pretty cool. It's a capacitive button. You just long press to turn it on and off. I haven't really had to use it much because this feature has been working so well for me. Now, some of the things that you're going to be missing with the D3 Pro version, aside for perhaps subjectively speaking, potentially better sound quality, is because it has a longer tube, and that helps reject more noise, and it kind of keeps it more focused. So I heard somewhere that having a longer tube is supposed to be better for the shotgun mic. That's why you see those pro versions and like the tube is like super long. Go research on what the science is behind that, but I do suspect that the sound quality is a tad better than the D3. But like I said, I really implore you to leave a comment down below and let me know if that's actually true. The D3 Pro has a better build quality. It's heavier. It's made of like a sturdier metal. It doesn't feel plasticky. It feels like a real premium product. So that if you're really, stringent on that type of stuff, the build quality, perhaps you would rather want to get the D3 Pro. And lastly, I think the stepless gain and the high pass filters are something that you just have to know if you really need that feature. For me, I don't shoot outside. I don't go in the wind and need that feature, the 75 and 150 hertz high pass filter. I just don't need it. So I shoot indoors mostly. So for me, that feature is wasted. I don't see the point in paying more for that. And then with the stepless gain knob, I really do miss that. I have to go into my camera and adjust the gain all the time, which is kind of annoying. It's kind of nice just to like, if I move the mic close to my mouth, I can adjust the gain. If I move it further away, I can adjust the gain. Or, someone's speaking quieter or lower, you can adjust it on the fly. That is a very handy feature. I do miss that, but I don't want to pay double the price just to get that feature. I'm happy to work with the limitations and just use the G85's audio system to tweak the decibel preamp setting. And for the D3 Pro version, like I said before, I think the rechargeable battery is a con for me. I don't find that as a bonus feature. I much prefer to use my AAA batteries, put them in. I have a bunch of rechargeable Amazon AAA batteries. I can just bring a couple, and I know that I'm very confident that I always have enough battery to film. And apparently this lasts really long in terms of standby mode and operational mode. So with a AAA battery, you pretty much are okay with power supply. So in the end, I have to say that I really am enjoying using my Deity V-Mic D3. I think it's worth the cost. It's much better than the Video Micro, thanks to the smart chip technology it uses to adapt to different devices. I think that in itself is very cool. You might want the Video Micro if you want a super duper compact system with no batteries and no fuss and just plug it in, run and gun. That might be good for you, but I think that the sound quality that this gives over the Video Micro is much better. So yes, I think for the given price, this is the Video Micro killer, the Rode Video Micro killer. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And I'm really curious, like I said, for the third time, let me know if you heard any differences between the D3 and the D3 non-Pro version versus the D3 Pro version. I'm curious to know. So thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give a like, please give a subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It would really help out the channel, and it would help motivate me to push more videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.